What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to a new episode of the Smart Mark Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, of course, Marcos Baez. We have a very fun episode for you guys today. I talk Royal Rumble 2001 with my good friend Drake. We have a very, very nice, lengthy conversation about the Royal Rumble match itself. I do touch a little bit about the whole card because, in my opinion, not only just that match, but that entire Royal Rumble card is one of my favorite wrestling pay-per-views of all time. We speak a little bit about the card, like I said, but the main part of that whole episode about our conversation, I would say, is talking about the Royal Rumble match itself. But before that, we have some questions I asked you guys to send in. We're going to be reading about what happened on Monday Night Raw. We're going to be talking about the AEW Full Gear card, and we'll actually start with that first. So AEW Full Gear is this Saturday, November 22nd, live at the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey. Full Gear is one of the staple pay-per-views in All Elite. Very stacked card, I would say. So we start off with the Tailgate Brawl. We got a $20,000 Tailgate Fatal 4-Way. We got Big Bill and the Bad Apple Brian Keith taking on the Bang Bang Gang, which is Austin Gunn and Juice Robinson, taking on the Outrunners, and taking on Anthony Bowens and Max Caster. They don't want to be called the Acclaimed. I don't know why. They're still feuding, whatever's going on. So on and so forth. We got Boom and Doom, the team of, I wish I was joking, Big Boom AJ and QT Marshall versus Roppongi Vice, Rocky Romero, and Trent Beretta. This is going to be, I mean, honestly speaking here, since the Costco guys have been showing up in AEW, they've brought a lot of fun to the show. They brought a lot of that like comedy, celebrity stuff that you would find in WWE back in the early 2000s, 2010s as well. So that'll be a fun little match before the pay-per-view starts. We also have the CMLL World Trios Championship. El Sky team taking on the team of Henrichero. I'm going to get a lot of shit for mispronouncing his name. Konosuke Takeshita and Kazuchika Okada. I can only imagine they're going to lose. I can only imagine this is just to only build up Okada versus Takeshita, because if you remember me talking in our previous episode, they're setting the stones, they're placing everything down. I'm losing my train of words here, but all I'm trying to say is we're going to get Okada versus Takeshita at some point. It is late at night. Don't judge me. So then onto the main card, we have the Full Gear Casino Gauntlet match. Whoever wins will be the first ever AEW national champion. A whole new champion title belt in AEW. They've had a lot of title belts, new and coming soon. As of lately, they got the women's tag titles that we'll talk about here in a little bit as well. Entry spot number 1 is Bobby Lashley, and entry spot number 2 is Shelton Benjamin. I'm going to go ahead and say here, I don't know who else is going to be in this gauntlet match, but I will say I'm really rooting for Shelton Benjamin. I really feel like AEW is the company to push him, because WWE neglected to for the last 20 plus years he was in the company, which is sad because he is such an all-star talent. He literally went to school with people like Brock Lesnar, the Randy Ortons, the John Cenas, so on and so forth. So that match is going to be very good. We got a 4-way tag match. The winning team picks the semifinal match stipulation. I'm assuming this is for the AEW women's tag team titles. We got the team of Marina Shafir of the Death Riders, along with Megan Bayne. Megan Bayne has honestly been tearing it up. She did really good in the Blood and Guts match. Same with Marina as well. We know her as a member of the Death Riders, all around badass. She's got the MMA background. It's just very, very good. Toni Storm and Mina. I always butcher her last name. I'm just not good with last names. They're in this tag match as well, along with the Babes of Wrath. I almost just said something completely different. I don't know why, but that is Harley Cameron and Willow Nightingale, and the Sisters of Sin, Julia Hart and Sky Blue. Sky Blue, I mentioned MVPs of the Blood and Guts matches last week, and I will say Sky Blue is such an underrated competitor, such a great talent, such a great acquisition for AEW. I believe she's going to be world champion one day. One day, but this could be the match where Sisters of Sin get that little bit of a push. I'm rooting for them. I'm rooting for them. I'm also rooting for the team of Marina Shafir and Megan Bayne. Honestly, two very unstoppable women, unstoppable forces in that roster. Pretty crazy match. And then we got for the world tag team titles, we got Brodito, Brody King, shout out God's Hate, tagging with his partner Bandito, who is also the Ring of Honor World Champion. I remember seeing Bandito at local indie shows, you know, even like Game Changer wrestling shows. I've always been impressed with him, and of course, I'm impressed with Brody Lee as well. They will be taking on FTR, arguably one of the greatest tag teams of all time. I cannot say enough about them. Their resume shows enough about them as well. Dax and Cash bring it so hard every single time. All flips, just fists. I know we talked about how people feel about that or whatever, but if there's a group of guys who can live that gimmick out and prove it, it's Dax and Cash. Regardless of Cash doing a flip here and there, who cares? Whatever. We got Pac versus Darby Allin in what feels like a rivalry match. You know, like I said, Pac uh, threw Darby Allin off of the stage at Blood and Guts, through a flaming table. Darby Allin's a psychopath. I'm expecting Darby Allin to go over here. I'm expecting Darby Allin to be world champion at some point soon as well. But we'll see what the future holds for him. He's you know, I heard Tony Khan say on a podcast recently, he's always been one of their top guys. He's always been a top competitor. He's always a go-to guy for that company. So I just, you know, I'm very high on Darby. I'm also very high on Pac too. I've been very high on Pac since he was in the Indies, into being Adrian Neville, into dropping the Adrian, into leaving WWE, into being Pac again. I really don't like this like singlet, short haircut style. I don't think it fits him, man. I don't know. But also, a gimmick is a gimmick. Who cares at this point? We got a match I'm probably most excited about on this entire card. John Moxley taking on Kyle O'Reilly in a no-holds-barred match. Like I said last week, Kyle O'Reilly was really the MVP of the men's Blood and Guts match. Almost called it War Games again like I did last week. John Moxley has tapped out now like fucking 5 or 6 times. It's about time he takes a little bit of rest. It's about time he takes a little vacation time with his family. You know, I know his wife's there too, but like they got a kid at home. John Moxley is truly the ace of all elite wrestling. He puts anyone over, but when it's time for him to go, it's time for him to go. You know what I mean? He's the true, like, just like how Darby Allin is, just like Bryan Danielson, Swerve Strickland, Will Ospreay, Kenny Omega. These are all go-to AEW guys. So I'm expecting John and Kyle O'Reilly to tear the house down, especially knowing the background of Kyle O'Reilly. And honestly, John Moxley, you know, Indies, out of the Indies in WWE, for both of them. They're both fantastic competitors, and I feel like they'll have great chemistry in that ring as well. We have a $1 million match because the Young Bucks are broke. Obviously, we got Josh Alexander, the walking weapon, teaming up with the Young Bucks to face the crazy fucking trios team of Jurassic Express, Jack Perry, and Luchasaurus with Kenny Omega. Now, as much as I want Kenny and the Jurassic Express to go over, I feel like it's time for the Young Bucks to get all their money back because of the whole they're broke gimmick and whatever else. I think this is going to be a good overall match. I just see it going one way than I do the other. And that's really about it on that. We got Kyle Fletcher versus Mark Briscoe for the TNT Championship in a no disqualification match. And if Kyle Fletcher wins, Mark Briscoe must join the Don Callis family. Now, like I said previously with that other CMLL trios match, I feel like the Don Callis family is already going to be falling apart as is. So I really see Mark Briscoe going over and becoming TNT Championship. He has worked his ass off, not only this year, but last year. Pretty much ever since Jay passed away, RIP, he carried the torch and he lives on like the Briscoe brothers legacy all on his own, and I would have to say he's doing a killer job. I think it's time to put a strap on him and push him to the moon. We got AEW Women's World Champion Chris Statlander going up against the CEO Mercedes Moné. Mercedes 12 belts, 13 belts, 100 belts, whatever it is now. She's got a lot of fucking belts. I I don't really see her going over in this. I really see Chris Statlander having like kind of a lengthy world championship reign. I could be wrong. They could just be giving this title to CEO whatever just because, you know, she does have 12 belts, and once Mercedes gets the AEW Women's World Championship, I really think she's going to start dropping all them belts, and she's going to lose a lot of matches. And I think the AEW Women's World Championship and TBS Championship will probably be the last. So this match could go either way. And then the main event for the night is the Hangman Adam Page versus Samoa Joe for the AEW World Championship in a steel cage match. Now, a steel cage match for these two fucking maniacs is, you know, like one of the other matches of the night besides John Moxley, Kyle O'Reilly, besides, you know, Kyle Fletcher, Mark Briscoe. No, this whole card is just insanely stacked, and I can't say enough good things about it. I know in my wrestling chat, shout out all the homies in that. I'm sure they'll be saying or putting down their predictions and stuff. So, you know, for the most part, these are all mine. Let me know in the comments, either in this episode or on my Instagram page, what you think is going to happen at All Out, or not All Out, sorry, Full Gear. Jeez, I've been up for way too long, everybody. I am so sorry. Moving on, though. Here are a few questions I've been asked. Shout out my homeboy Chase, of course, as always. Who is the most deserving of being Cena's last match? Now, with this whole tournament, it's kind of looking like Gunther is going to win this, which is totally fine. We'll talk more about Gunther coming back this past Monday at Madison Square Garden. He had an excellent match. Like I said, we'll get more into that. I really think Gunther going over against John Cena is exactly what John Cena wants to do. I hate the fact that he wants to, you know, because, you know, we all know John's like a company guy, a great guy. He wants to push the envelope forward for the next generation of superstars, wrestlers, competitors, whatever you want to call them. So it's either Gunther or, honestly, I would love nothing more. Like, this is me just like fantasy booking everything. I would love to see Chris Jericho, but obviously he's not in the tournament. That'd be great though. My boy Lance, shout out Lance, homie from Canada. He asks, who do you think is the best seller in the modern era of wrestling? I am not trying to be disrespectful here. If Jey Uso wrestled as good as he sold, he would be golden. He would be golden. The whole Anoa'i family, you know, Rock selling Stone Cold Stunners every now and then, and we'll talk about that in our conversation I have with Drake about Royal Rumble 2001. So like Roman sells like he's dying, but like the perfect example would be Miz versus Jey Uso on SmackDown. I forget what move it was. I think like a code breaker off of the top rope. He sold that shit like he was dead on that mat. It was insane. And of course, Dolph Ziggler proved again on Monday, this past Monday on Raw, that it does not matter. He is no longer in the company. He will continue to be the best worker in the company, even with him not being in it. So I would say those two for sure. Very exciting to, you know, see how this tournament comes out, see who's going to be seen as last match. And honestly, as for like the best sellers, if there's any other best sellers that, okay, so like for example, Javon Evans, he's a great overall worker. I would bunch him up in that. But if there are any other ones that I might have missed, leave a comment, of course, you know, as always. So let's talk Monday Night Raw. Let's talk Madison Square Garden. Let's talk the last time we will see John Cena on Monday Night Raw. Now, that's a very emotional topic for me because I grew up a big John Cena head. I loved John Cena. I will always love John Cena even into my, you know, pushing 30 adulthood life. You know, I watched him debut, and now watching him retire, him only having 2 dates left, is so crazy. And with that being said, I hate that they wasted his last Monday Night Raw on a six-man tag team match that honestly did not need to happen. I would have loved to have seen a singles match between like him and Rey Mysterio, him and a member of like the Judgment Day, like him and JD would have torn it up, him and Finn would have tore it up. You know, even like him and Sheamus. I know Sheamus lost the like, or he didn't lose the tournament yet. He's going to though. I'm gonna go ahead and say it now. It would have just good to see a nice barn burner singles match for John Cena's last Monday Night Raw. Also on Monday Night Raw, we saw Maxine Dupree dethrone, and become the new Women's Intercontinental Champion against Becky Lynch via a distraction from AJ Lee. Now, this leads me into this. War Games. Survivor Series War Games is coming very, very soon. I cannot wait. So this leads me to think by next week we will have the full War Games team for the ladies. We already have them for the fellas. So as for the ladies, Charlotte Flair is back in the fold. We got Alexa Bliss. We got Rhea Ripley. We got Io Sky. And I'm thinking the leader of this whole team is going to be AJ Lee in a War Games match. Going to be fucking insane. Taking on last legend from NXT, Nia Jax, the Kabuki Warriors, Kairi Sane, and Asuka, and their alleged leader, Becky Lynch. That's going to be an all-time match. I can't wait for that one personally. I think they could possibly outshine the men. Now, as for the men's War Games match, we have the team of now complete for both sides. We have CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, Jimmy and Jey Uso, and the returning, put your fucking ones up in the air if you are at this point in the video, our tribal chief, the OTC Roman Reigns. Okay, so is it just me or did he look a little smaller? He looks like he's kind of going through this middle ground, you know, weight change thing, or because I know he still is like sick every now and then. He's also shooting movies every now and then. He's just got a lot going on. Anyway, they're taking on the team of Logan Paul, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, which is like the new version of like the Vision, I would think, which I don't know why they need Logan Paul to be in that. He's hardly going to be there after War Games anyway. Drew McIntyre and the returning Brock Lesnar. I will not talk that much into that because I do not feel Brock Lesnar should be in the company at all. He should not be touching WWE programming at all, but that is neither here nor there. So, like I said, I think the ladies' War Games match is going to be a lot better than the men, just because I don't want to fucking see Brock. I don't really care. As for other matches for Survivor Series, John Cena, the Intercontinental Champion, never seen 17 Grand Slam, taking on Dirty Dom. I have a theory that Dominic's getting his title back. I think Liv Morgan is going to be coming back. I think Liv's going to help him out. I think that'd be great to have her come back. She was on the red carpet for the Stranger Things season premiere. She's been doing a lot more like, you know, interviews. She's been doing a lot more, you know, pop culture stuff. I think it'll be good to see her come back. We also have for the Women's World Championship, we have Stephanie Vaquer versus Nikki Bella. This is going to be a throwaway match because Stephanie's going to eat her alive. I don't know why Nikki Bella came back. I wasn't never really fond of her as a wrestler, as a person, as anything really. So yeah, we got Survivor Series coming next week. We got AEW Full Gear this week. It's going to be jam-packed next few weeks, end of the month for professional wrestling fans. I can't wait. We got the Iron Survivor Tournament happening in NXT next week. Well, the contestants get picked, and they're picked by none other than the greatest of all time, John Cena. John Cena really roots for NXT, you know, and I really love that about him. I also know that he shot down the idea of having a 2-hour tribute show for himself. The humble man he is, because he wants to see exhibition matches between WWE main roster talent and NXT talent. I can only imagine what crazy sicko shit is going to happen in these matches. I'm so excited. Speaking of that, the next time you'll hear from me is right after the last time is now December 13th. So expect a new episode next month. Like I told you guys in the previous episode, I'm going to start doing an episode every month. You know, I got a lot going on in between working and taking care of my kid, my family, working on other projects I got going on, just everyday life, you know. So expect to hear from me after the Last Time Is Now tournament. That is going to be huge. But anyway, the Iron Survivor tournament. I'm excited for that. It's one of NXT's biggest things. We just had Gold Rush. I don't really want to talk about it because I think Tatum Paxley should have kept her fucking title. I think she is one of the greatest homegrown WWE talents that they've had in a while. Like, I know people are going to say, oh, what about Tiffany Stratton? What about so and so? What about whatever? Tatum has it all. I really think JCJ took it from her way too soon. I think her and Izzy Dame are going to have some sort of feud or whatever. Also, speaking of NXT, the ruler Obafemi has returned to take his belt back from Ricky Saints. Do I think he's going to do it? Probably not. I think he's going to lose one more time, go to the main roster. But man, he cut a career-defining promo on NXT on Tuesday. I'm so high on Obafemi. I'm very excited to see what he does in the future. And with everything being said, we are going to be diving into our conversation with my good friend Drake about the Royal Rumble 2001. Like I said previously, we talk mainly about the Rumble match. So just sit back. Even if you want to cue the Rumble match on your TV, you know, it's on Peacock still. Shout out Peacock, whatever. Not a sponsor, just saying. Kick back, check it out. Be sure to follow Drake _ Dank Thomas _
What?
I said _ Dank Thomas _ on Instagram. I'm at Smart Mark Wrestling Podcast on Instagram. And here we go. All right, and here we are talking about the Royal Rumble live at the New Orleans Arena in New Orleans, Louisiana, January 21st, 2001, the 14th annual Royal Rumble to be exact. I'm here with my good friend Drake. We're going to be talking all things 30-man Royal Rumble match, the greatest 30-man Royal Rumble match. Drake, you and I are good friends, best friends, you know, godfather of my child. We've had this conversation many times, but for the viewers, Spotify listeners, whatever, say a little bit about how long you've been watching WWF or whatever kind of pro wrestling.
Of course, great intro, by the way.
Thanks, man.
I've been listening, or watching rather, since probably 2007, on and off from then. I watched heavily with my grandfather back in the day, mainly around like the big Sheamus and Daniel Bryan feuds. Big fan of Attitude Era, big fan of the Rumble we're discussing today. Yeah, on and off viewer. If I had to give a top three, I'd say we're talking Stone Cold, we're talking Edge, we're talking Ricochet.
So you put yourself in your own top three?
Rated Drake Superstar, baby. That's me.
Love to hear that. Hey, you know, that's a nice mix of people too. I mean, like, I feel like a lot of people, and I talked about this on the last episode too, about people talking about like gymnastics routines and stuff like that. And like Ricochet does fall under that category, but he does that shit so good. And like, you're able to tell a story with your body while still doing these quote unquote gymnastic shit. You know what I mean?
Oh, 100%. I'm fully convinced if he wasn't Ricochet in the WWE, he would be Spider-Man.
Right, man, exactly. And he's killing it right now in All Elite and, you know, all the other indies he's working with or whatever. But his stint in WWE did a lot for him. I cannot lie.
Agreed.
All right, cool. So before we talk about the Royal Rumble match itself, we're going to go through the remainder of the card here. Obviously, it was a short one considering the fact that this Royal Rumble match was over an hour long, which, you know, great, awesome. So to start off, we got the Dudley Boys defeating Edge and Christian, and by that I mean Drake and Christian, or the Rated Drake Superstar, yet again making a comeback in this 2001. It's crazy we're saying this because it's like you were born the year after, so maybe there's a coincidence there. I don't know. You know what I mean?
I was paid a lot of money to not talk about it, so we got to move on.
And that was for the WWF Tag Team Champions. Dudley Boys became the new Tag Team Champions. When I was writing this down, I forgot about how much of a banger this whole card is. Like, this is like one of the greatest pay per views of all time. Because the next match is Chris Jericho defeating Chris Benoit in a ladder match to become the new Intercontinental Champion. That's a crazy thing to even say.
Also, debatably one of the best in the category.
One of the dude, seriously, like there's no doubt about that. And then we got Ivory retaining her women's championship against China. I have a lot of strong feelings towards China. I feel like if Vince McMahon was not in charge, she would have done a lot more. That's neither here nor there. Then we got Kurt Angle retaining his WWF championship against Triple H alongside Stephanie McMahon. And this was like that weird period where it was like Kurt kind of has a thing for Stephanie, but also Triple H is like, back up off my girl, but he's just a goofball. I don't know. It's a weird time. All right. So without further ado, we will be doing this. How we'll be doing this is I have everything in number order right here. We're gonna go by number, talk about each individual thing that happens. We all have our, Drake and I have our own little side notes and whatnot. So starting off, number one and number two, everyone's GOAT, Jeff Hardy at number one. I don't think there's enough things that can be said about Jeff, literally at all.
Truly a madman. I don't even know where to begin. As soon as his walkout happens, he comes out and he's posing, he's doing his thing, and the first comment from JR, just immediately there's Jeff Hardy. He's having a seizure. I love it, man. It's his role in not only like in the match, but just like outside of this Rumble, one of the all-time greats.
And I said this on last week's episode too. Like one of my hot takes were like, if he would have just stuck his head into just doing WWE, he could have been as big as like John Cena, in my opinion.
Oh, all the way, 100%. But instead, John Cena is Fred Figglehorn's dad, and
yeah, that could have been Jeff Hardy.
It could have been, but instead, we live in a world where the Invisible Man is Fred's father. So I digress.
Man, what are they calling him now? The Never Seen 17. All right, and then we got Bull Buchanan coming out, which I don't think you know who this is, which is completely fine. He was B squared in like the Ruthless Aggression era. He was like tag teaming with John Cena. They were rappers.
Sure. Okay.
So this big ass dude, this big gumpy jobber was with John Cena. John Cena, truthfully, was a jobber too back then. But hey, that's fine. Number three, we got Matt Hardy. In my opinion, early 2000s Matt Hardy and like broken Matt Hardy from like TNA or whatever are like fucking peak Matt Hardy. Like he looks so fucking badass here.
Straight hard as hell. Insane.
Like it's truly, I don't understand like, excuse me, I don't understand like what happened to him. I'm not trying to talk shit, but like what happened to him, because it's like as soon as the Ruthless Aggression era happens, he's like, oh, I'm just some guy on the internet now. Like, okay, dude, fine. Jeff is still way cooler. Anyway, they together eliminate Bull Buchanan, and then they just immediately start throwing hands, which is so fucking sick.
Not only that, but the fact that in between all of the upcoming opponents that come out, excuse me, they do it every single time. That they'll beat the shit out of each other, but as second as that 10-second timer counts down for the next person to come out, they stop and then just stare at the run out ramp, which is one of my favorite parts of the whole Rumble, that they know to go against each other, but then the second that it comes time to face somebody else, they team up as brothers and get them the fuck out of there.
Dude, and it's so crazy too, because like you said, when that 10-second timer counts down, and I noticed rewatching it, they like don't even wait for that 10-second timer. They're like, wait, hang on, stop fucking fighting. Let's look over here really quick. It's like 3, 2, 1. which leads us into Mr. Farouk from the APA. I love the APA. I thought APA was cool as fuck. I got an APA shirt off of ProWrestlingTees.com a few years ago that I still have. Um, Anytime I wear it in public, people are so confused because it looks like not like a political shirt, but some sort of like security, and then like the like back says like don't take this ass weapon seriously. Like people are like, oh shit, whatever. But like people who see it and they know they know. But I mean, there isn't really much to say about it because they fucking shit can his ass anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then they continue fighting again. Out comes number 5. Whose line is it anyway? Zone Drew fucking Carey.
The man, the myth, the Price is Right host.
Dude, he came out to such a big pop. For what reason?
In probably the coolest form of somebody representing an Adidas tracksuit.
I was gonna say, if it's not Jonathan Dave Davis, it's Drew Carey.
I feel
But
like
like,
the two of them need to be the true front facemen for that company from now on and forward.
dude, could you imagine like game show corn collab for Adidas? It's just Drew Carey and Jonathan Davis.
Adidas Sambas, that's the Price is Right wheel.
Well, I mean, I'd probably buy him. I don't know.
Same. It's all right.
He came out to a huge like he's from Cleveland and they're in New Orleans and you would think this is like his hometown show.
Sure. But I mean, you also have to think like this is post Drew Carey show, also doing Whose Line Is It Anyway, also doing like promoting his pay-per-view for stand up at the time. So he was quite the household name, especially for 2001.
Yeah, that is very true as well. So right before he gets into the ring, he's like watching the Hardy Boys, and they both eliminate themselves in what looks like a crazy bump Jeff Hardy takes from the top of the turnbuckle, which I think that was probably an accident. So he runs in the ring, jumps for joy. 3, 2, 1. Number 6. Out comes fucking Kane, and I gotta say, Kane in this era, like 2001 to 2003, probably like right before he took off his mask, so fucking sick.
Scary.
He is terrifyingly jacked.
For
And
no
it's really funny because JR, right over commentary, right as his pyro goes off, he just goes, oh my God, oh my God, oh my, because he knows he's about to fucking kill Drew Carey.
Also, the comment as soon as like Kane gets in the ring and they start kind of like doing the cat circle with each other, the comment of "What do you think his blood type is? Ragu?"
So stupid. They did not give a fuck back then, and that's what I miss. I love it so much.
Uh,
Um, it was just so funny because like you could tell he like shoot was like he was so scared. He was like, "Oh my fucking God, this is a big." He tried to give me $20, which is insane.
do you think that was unscripted?
Like him being scared and like him not knowing Kane was coming out.
And then also the bit of the bribe.
I think the bit of the bribe was not scripted. I'm pretty sure that was just like in the moment, like, oh fuck, here's $20. You know what I mean? Um, and then
Either
right
way,
before the
it still turns into one of the craziest chokeholds from Kane, solely for the
I,
fact that he's chokeholding Drew Carey.
dude, I was gonna say because I was even rewatching it earlier today, dude. Like while I was at work, which I probably shouldn't do. But he goozles his neck, and Drew like moves forward. It almost looks like he like choked him for real. He like coughed. He's like, "Fuck, what the fuck?" Like it is so crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But as the timer's coming off, out comes Raven, ECW's own, Ring of Honor's own. I watched this dude put on some fucking bangers in like Ring of Honor with CM Punk. They did like a dog collar match back in the day, whatever else. I have noted here that it literally becomes like hardcore heaven for the remainder of this match because it's like Raven brings out shit. Everyone else who comes out brings out shit too. I also wish WWE put more respect on his name because I loved him.
His use of the fire extinguisher on Kane is crazy.
It's in, dude, and also like back then, like that was still like kind of like a newer thing to do. Like, oh, fire extinguisher, oh shit.
Right. And
It's
like
also really funny. Drew Carey eliminates himself and starts dapping up all the fans.
he literally, as soon as Kane puts him down from the chokehold and the timer starts for Raven to come out, he jumps out of the ring.
Like, for what?
Over it. What's he? I mean, like, ideally, what's he gonna do? He's gonna stand in the corner and just like pose the entire time.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Pretty much. But nah. Yeah, I mean, he could. He could have been there a little bit more. Check out my fucking live show.
Imagine the final two being Stone Cold and Drew Carey, and he hits him with a fucking stunner.
That. Wait, he hits Drew Carey with a stunner, or Drew Carey hits Stone Cold with a stunner? Exactly.
Yeah. Enough said.
These next like group of people, I'm gonna just kind of gather together, not really say much besides like what I wrote about them, because Kane then eliminates every single person for the next like 6 people. So
I believe it's
number
4
8,
of eliminations in a row.
it's like, yeah, it's fucking insane. So number 8 is Al Snow, and I told you this before we started recording, and I told you a while ago too. There's a Mick Foley Al Snow joke that I always think about when I see him now, and
Mm-hmm.
now I get to tell you on this fucking podcast.
Let's
Um,
go.
so there was a documentary about Mick Foley back in the day, and the whole like gimmick was Al Snow was like recording the whole thing. So they're sitting at the top of the ramp, and Edge is sitting in like the seats. This is like before anyone's even there, and he shouts to Edge, you know, Drake. He goes,
Mhm.
"Hey Edge, how you doing, buddy? I got an Al Snow joke." He goes, "How many Al Snow matches can fit into a best of Al Snow video?" Edge goes, "I don't know how many." And Mick goes, "Trick question. There's no such thing." Like, bro, like what the like just cooked him for no reason. Al Snow nowadays, he's like the head coach at OVW in Louisville, Kentucky, which I was very happy to take a photo in front of when I went to LDB Hardcore
Mm.
Fest a few years back. That was pretty cool. Um, they have a show on Netflix too. Not really a whole lot to say, but so he's in the ring with Raven and Kane, and then out comes Perry Saturn. I wrote down this motherfucker is pro wrestler jacked, like trademark pro wrestler. This motherfucker looks stupid, but he looks humongous.
Meant to be an action figure.
Meant, dude, and there was so many. I used to have some when I was a kid.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, they're all beating up Kane. Perry Saturn like jumps on his back, and then Kane just kind of like flips him off, and it looks fucking crazy because it's like this is a big dude.
Yeah.
Um, Steve Blackman comes out after with like a bag. Like, what the fuck are those like small like stick things he had in his hands? They were like samurai sticks or some shit. I don't know. But I wrote down Steve Blackman, like he was described to me when I was younger as like the real life like fucker's badass, huh? Like cuz he's just so fucking crazy looking.
Truly the man.
Um and then out comes Mr. Grandmaster Sexay, or as I call him, Grandmaster Sexay, the Prince Lawler, because that's Jerry the King Lawler's son.
Lore.
Look, yeah, lore on pod, you know. So yeah, they have that little schmaz with Kane for a while, and then slowly but surely, Kane clears house, eliminates Raven, Al Snow, Perry Saturn, Steve Blackman, Grandmaster Sexay, all at the same time.
And like,
And then
as this is happening, there's so much garbage in the ring. Like, it looks insane that as this is happening, there's like 2 dented, fucked up trash cans, just litter of like papers and bags and what looks to be maybe produce, and then like the fire extinguisher. And the entire time this is happening and it's hitting the eliminations, Kane's like Jason Voorhees complex is like in full effect because he's just like destroying people in like an atmosphere where you're like, what the fuck is going on?
it's fucking crazy because it's like I said, like it turns into like hardcore heaven. Like you can tell in that era of time, Vince McMahon bought ECW. Like it's very obvious at that point because
Sure.
there's just trash and shit everywhere. It's insane.
And after this segment is like the first initial shift in mood, it feels like in the Rumble. Like,
Yep, that's right. Because who comes out, Drake?
debatably the greatest name in all the Federation.
That's right.
Motherfucking Honky Tonk Man.
The Honky Tonk Man with a guitar in hand, the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion up until 2023 when Gunther beat his reign. Um, Literally comes out, Kane, even with a mask on, you can tell he's like, "What the fuck are you doing here, dude?" Like he was like very confused.
Yeah.
Um, I actually have written down here. Honky Tonk looks at Kane. He says, "Hey there, big fella, get out of the way." And he starts singing and shit, like singing his little Honky Tonk Man song, and then Kane just literally obliterates him with a fucking guitar.
Mid performance. Picks it up mid strum, cracks it over the dome.
Throws him out.
As he does it, JR going, he hated his song.
He hated his damn song. It's dude, JR is so fucking crazy. um and then one of the two biggest pops of the entire night happened right after this because The Rock comes out. And
Mm-hmm.
this is like peak, like if you smell like
Oh,
2001 Rock.
yeah.
And like I said, it's one of the two pops of the entire match. It's so crazy how electric that crowd gets. It's like, oh, we just saw Kane obliterate Honky Tonk Man. Here's the fucking Rock. I always forget how perfect his spine buster is, bro. It's insane. Like throughout this whole match, he's laying them out.
Picture perfect. And like he comes out immediately eliminating the Good Father.
Yeah, I was gonna say because Godfather comes out right after him, but I forgot his name was the Good Father because he's in Right to Censor, which I forgot to mention when Bull Buchanan came out. The most annoying, triggering theme song ever because it's just an alarm.
Yeah. And it happens 3 times in the Rumble, I think.
And it happened one other time during that Ivory match too,
Sure.
because she was like the leader or whatever. But yeah, immediately throws him the fuck out. Goodbye. This is when Jim Ross says Kane is like a carnivore, looking to eat raw burger or something along those lines. And Jerry Lawler goes, "Rock burger," because he thinks he's talking about the Rock. It's the stupidest thing ever.
And truly terrified at the concept of the burger made out of Dwayne.
I don't want to even see it, bro. Um, and then after that, number 15, we're halfway there now. Taz comes out,
Here comes
and I'm like,
Taz.
and I'm
Uh-oh.
yeah, literally, here comes Taz, and he's gone.
Gets picked up and thrown.
I'm pissed because one, he wasn't wearing his like ring singlet anymore. He was wearing like a janitor's fucking jumpsuit,
Yeah.
and he got thrown out so fast. I also have written here in all capital letters, why did they replay it? Because there was a time where it's literally just Rock and Kane in the ring, and like they're laying on the ground and they're like, oh, all the cards, blah blah, goes black, shows Kane goozling Taz and throwing him over again. Like we needed to see that. And it's the craziest thing.
It's a good yeet.
Good, he yeeted him for real. And then out comes Bradshaw, Mr. John Bradshaw. I think it's so crazy he's JBL. That is so fucking insane.
I still, dude, probably one of the gnarliest clotheslines.
That clothesline from hell is real. I'll tell you that.
The speed at which people go from his arm to the mat of the ring is insane.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like how it I don't even know. He he throws that lariat like rents do, and I've always thought that. And even now because like JBL's doing like local indie stuff here and there, he's still laying fucking people out, dude.
Imagine.
He's in there for a little bit, and then out comes Albert. I have a bunch of different names for him because he had so many different. Like he's Matt Bloom, NXT head trainer. Excuse me. He was Lord Tensai. He was A Train. I'm like, bro, so many gimmicks. Why do you have so many fucking gimmicks, dog?
A-Train is so much cooler than Albert.
I agree completely, 100%. I don't think he was in there long. I'm sure at some point he's thrown out by Kane, which
Who
no
was
harm, no foul. Let's see. Oh, 18, we got Hardcore Holly. I forgot his theme song is such a banger, dude.
Oh yeah.
His theme song is like so good. I also wrote down here Owen Hart. There's a funny Owen Hart story about Hardcore Holly. I listened to this other podcast and what's his name? Kurt Angle said something about like a funny rib story to do with um Owen Hart. I almost lost my whole train of fucking thought. They were at a hotel after an event. They all stayed in their hotel, and Owen Hart is using the like lobby phone to call Hardcore Holly from his hotel room or whatever, and he sees a bunch of fans sitting out, and I guess he goes, "Hey, is this Hardcore Holly?" He's like, "Yeah, what's up?" "Well, I'm a fan, and if you don't come down here right now, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you." Like crazy. And Hardcore Holly goes, "What are you wearing, punk?" Blah blah blah. He goes, "I'm wearing a red shirt, blue jeans, blah blah." So like 2 minutes, like 2 minutes go by apparently, and Hardcore Holly comes down, still in his gear, fucking fuming. Like, and Owen Hart has to like stop him, like, "Hey, whoa, 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 hang on, I'm sorry, I'm just kidding." Like, like that's just that shit was just so funny.
Yeah.
And then after that, he's in there for a little bit too. Out comes K Quick. You know who Quick is?
You're gonna tell me.
It's our truth, baby.
Woo!
And he was in there for a minute. I forgot they like bought his contract out from like WCW or whatever. And he had a little gimmick with Road Dogg for a second where they were both rappers. There's a lot of rapping going on in this era. I can't lie.
I think was
Uh,
it killed with John Cena?
John Cena is like the rapper there now. Yeah, pretty much.
He took it and he
um,
just drank it. He owns it now.
yeah, he's like no one can rap except R Truth still comes out to his rap song, which is great. He should.
As he
I'm actually since we're talking about R Truth, I'm really upset he had no involvement in the last time is now tournament. Like he should have definitely been in that tournament to some degree.
most definitely.
Um, let's see what else we got here. Val Venus comes out, and this is the only time I'm happy to hear the Right to Censor song instead of his other song. Do you know anything about him?
Not terribly too much, no.
This motherfucker would come out in like a towel as like his entrance gear. And like his theme song was like saxophone and it was him just going, "Hello, ladies," like real like
No.
predatory weirdo yeah. Oh no indeed. Very bad. So that was that's just no, I was happy to hear the beeping because even though I hate it, like I was happy to hear that shit.
He had a whole fucking Sabrina Carpenter opening for his walkout.
Which, hey, you know what? Hey, he's got to do. He's got to do. He like opens his towel. He opens his towel and it says like New Orleans.
Yeah. It's just like painted the fucking skyscraper or like the skyline or something.
So he's got to do something. After him comes out William Regal, real fucking graps. This dude is a legend.
Only to get tossed out as soon as test runs in.
Yeah, but like fuck yeah, which like I don't have. We'll get to test in a second because it's like why'd you have to fucking do that? But I had written down here I had like an old entrance ramp toy, and like back when I was younger, you would have like these action figures at the bottom of their foot was like this metal scanner, and they would
Yeah.
play Titantron songs.
Yo. I
And
had one of those, but I don't remember who it was for.
and the William Regal song that they play when he walks out, I remember vividly playing on that thing too. That you know whatever it is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um so then yeah, Test comes out and fucking obliterates William Regal immediately, which okay, whatever. Um then the returning Big Show comes out. He got a pretty big pop and honestly, he looked really fucking good.
He looks great.
He looks like he's going to a knock loose show, realistically. And
Listen,
I hate to say it like that, but he does.
he's got probably also one of the fastest like elimination rates like as soon as coming out because he knocks like two people out back to back.
Oh yeah, he does the whole like schmoz thing. He eliminates K quick. I thought he eliminated someone else, but I could be wrong. Oh yeah, he eliminated K Quick and Test, and then
Okay.
chokeslammed the shit out of Kane, and then Rock eliminates him. I'm like, okay, well he's gone for a little. Fine, fuck off. That's fine.
Yeah, I have it written down as 2 elims into choke slams until The Rock fucks him.
That's literally what happened. Like I don't understand. I don't know,
The
but
immediate turnaround as soon as his feet touch the floor of him grabbing Kane and grabbing The Rock and pulling him out of the ring to slam him into the table.
which it's good to note here that he pulled him out from under the ring, which means he did not get eliminated.
Right, right.
But yeah, he fucking destroys the Rock through this announced. I missed how those old announced tables looked too. They looked so good.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so Rock's out for a little bit, whatever. Um, Crash Holly comes out. Hardcore Holly's cousin or whatever. R.I.P. Crash Holly. R.I.P. Test too. Forgot about that. There's a lot. There's a lot of people who actually, unfortunately, have passed away. You know, Honky Tonk Man as well. I'm pretty sure is dead. I could be wrong.
Big
If you're not
RIP
dead,
Honky Tonk Man.
R.I.P. Honky Tonk Man. He gets eliminated by Kane as well, of course. Um, Number 25, The Undertaker comes out and he absolutely clears house.
Comes out on the hog, jamming Limp Bizkit.
Bro, like, as soon as I heard rolling, I'm like, oh, he's about to fuck these motherfuckers up, dude.
No, he literally destroys everybody other than Kane.
He got the biggest, I have written down here, he got the biggest save your little brother pop.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's exactly what it is he's like, oh shit, my brother's in trouble. I should probably go help him.
Yeah.
Insanity. And then so he clears house and he's just staring at Kane and they're having a stare down. And then 3, 2, 1, Scotty Too Hottie comes out. And all I have written here is in all capitals, turn around. Please, please, for the love of God, just go in the ring real quick, eliminate yourself like Drew Carey did, and get the fuck out of there because they're gonna eat you alive.
I have
um
Scotty Too Hottie California edition because of his in and out performance.
That's good. That's really no. He's literally in there for not like he sells more having to go to the ring than he actually sells taking moves into the ring. And
Right.
they're just and you know Undertaker and Kane are just going at it with him. And I have written down here. I don't remember if it was Jr. or if it was Jerry Lawler who said it, but one of them said they look like two men fighting over the last chicken wing, and that popped me so hard because it's like that is so fucking true. They were so like big ass Undertaker and Kane up against little like stick and bone Sky Too Hottie. Like he was they could have killed him if they wanted to. Really, I mean, hate to say that, but so after that we got motherfucking Stone Cold Steve Austin coming out, pop of
One
the
of
night.
the most insane run out solely for the events that quickly follow.
Dude, yeah, he comes out. Triple H immediately attacks him, beats the dog shit out of him. It happens for a while, you know. More people come out and shit, but for the time being, like as people are coming out, it pans back and forth to like the crowd, and Triple H is just beating the shit out of Stone Cold. Stone Cold is busted wide open.
One of the most intense, like true ass beating moments. Like it looks like Triple H is beating the shit out of him.
Straight up.
Truly.
Straight the fuck dude, exactly. And then by this time, The Rock is back into the ring, back into the match or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Billy Gunn comes out at number 28, and he looks like a Billy Gunn impersonator. That does not look like Billy Gunn at all. Like it's truly fucking terrifying. Like how, like that looks like an action figure. It doesn't look like him because like you know how they like make the action figures and they don't really look like them act like at all.
They don't put any details into the face. It's just like paint.
Exactly, especially back then. That's what Billy Gunn looked like. When you know he of course didn't get a big pop because no offense, it's Billy Gunn. Um, And then out comes Haku, which, fun fact, if anyone's a fan of the Bloodline / the MFTs, Solo Sikoa's new team, that is Tamatonga's dad. Fun fact. I wrote down here, Haku got more of a pop from commentary because he came out and Jerry Lawler's like, huh, JR, do you know who that is? And JR's like, that's Haku. Oh my God, Haku's here. Like, and like no one in the crowd gives a, like, you could drop a pencil in the crowd and you'd be able to hear it.
Sure.
Um, which is funny. So around this time also, Austin comes back into the ring and beats the dog shit out of everyone. He's like, none of you guys are Triple H at all, but I'm gonna whoop all of your asses. Like,
Just
fuck it.
the disorientment of the switch up from getting his ass beat and then running into the ring and eliminating Haku and going close enough, just throwing
He's
him
like,
out.
shit. Yeah, right. He's like, you look like Triple H, kind of. I guess. And then the last entrant in the Royal Rumble is Rikishi. Heel Rikishi was so fucking underrated.
My fucking man, dude.
He was so good. The whole I did it for the Rock, I did it for the people. Like, dumb ass mother. He also comes out to Big Pun. Shout out Puerto Rico, baby. He comes out to Big Pun as his theme song. I thought that was cool as fuck. I forgot about that, honestly.
Mm-hmm. I
Um,
was gonna say, not to foreshadow, but is The Rock doing it for Rikishi?
you are indeed foreshadowing because he does not do it for Rikishi because he then eliminates Rikishi.
Punches
And
him
that,
so hard in his manhood, and then just tips him over.
but before Rikishi gets eliminated, Rikishi actually eliminates the Undertaker.
Dude, the drop kick. It's
Dude, what's up with Undertaker getting dropkicked, bro? Like, fucking that tough enough dude, Maven did it. Rikishi did it. Like, what's going on here?
he sold it one time during practice, and they said, "Yeah, write that in."
He's like, you know what? Fine. So then we're left with our final four competitors. We got Billy Gunn for some fucking reason, Stone Cold, Kane, and The Rock. And at this point, like, this looks absolutely terrifying. Like, the scene that we see here is Stone Cold as a bloody mess. Kane's been in there. At this point, he's this is actually the Royal Rumble where he excuse me. He breaks the elimination record. He eliminated 11 people. And that record was previously held by Stone Cold Steve Austin and Hulk Hogan, tied at 10. And he had
Oh,
this record until about 2014 when I believe Roman Reigns beat it.
okay.
So that's a little fun fact here and there. But yeah, you know, Gunn, Austin, Kane, Rock. During this match, Austin and Rock are sitting down at separate aprons and they look at each other for the first time. Like, they cross paths, two of like the biggest sports entertainment stars looking at each other, and you can just hear the crowd go fucking crazy.
It's also the pure look of hell in Stone Cold's eyes that The Rock is seeing.
Yeah, because Rock sells it like he's seen a ghost. It's so good. I got goosebumps right now talking about it, honestly.
It's like chilling almost.
So yeah, you know, they lock eyes, they do the standoff, huge pop, they go at it a little bit. Gunn gets eliminated by Stone Cold, obviously, of course.
Yeah,
And then
insane reversal.
yeah, you know, like you already said, Rock was already out or whatever. So then it's down to just Stone Cold and Kane, and they go at it for a while, and Stone Cold almost has Kane over the top rope, and Jerry Lawler is losing his fucking mind. He's like, "Come on, Kane, don't tap out now. Don't get thrown over now." And he screams, he goes, "Ah!" Which is so fucking ridiculous. Like, what? What is, like, that was like his iconic stream, but it's like Kane's gonna come kill you if he hears you talk any louder.
Yeah. Not to
So I
backtrack here too far a little bit. I had an extra Rock comment or two.
yeah, of course.
still one of the most influential stunner cells comes from The Rock. Stone Cold stuns him, and he hits the craziest flop. He goes from being horizontal to vertical to horizontal to diagonal to horizontal again. He moves insanely during that part. The whole like Tom and Jerry chase almost of Kane using Stone Cold to eliminate The Rock while The Rock is trying to eliminate Stone Cold.
Dude, like, you couldn't write a better story than this Royal Rumble match, honestly, because this set up so many different rivalries and so much different shit was going on.
Mm-hmm.
It was so good. This was such a good match. So it's still down to Kane and down to Austin. Right after he almost gets thrown over, Austin has that chair, and he hits Kane with the chair, and it's the most brutal chair shot I've ever seen anyone give Kane, and it immediately flashes me back to the My Way Limp Bizkit like video package for like Rock and Austin, because shortly after this, Stone Cold Steve Austin wins the fucking Royal Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
And JR, like I said, this builds up to, Rock and Austin's Mania match at WrestleMania X7 is what they call it, or, 17 if you don't want to say that, which is fine. But JR goes, Stone Cold is going to WrestleMania! And it's the most long, drawn out, craziest fucking thing. And
Like he
this,
just came from a Wheel of Fortune game. He's trying to like over enunciate so he gets it right.
dude, honestly, if JR didn't do commentary, he would be like a great like game show host.
Oh sure.
He would be fantastic. So that's the Royal Rumble match, and then I don't know. Have you watched the Stone Cold Rock match after that?
It's been a long time.
It is the staple first match in their WrestleMania rivalry. It is such a good match. It's also when Stone Cold turns heel and joins the Authority or the McMahon Helmsley era, whatever. He shakes hands with Vince McMahon, and JR at the end of Mania has the greatest call of all time. Stone Cold Steve Austin shakes hands with the devil himself, and it's the funniest fucking thing. And that wraps it up for our episode this week. Thank you again to my good friend Drake for talking with me about our favorite Royal Rumble, the Royal Rumble 2001. Just as a reminder, the next time you guys will be hearing from me is next month after the Last Time Is Now Saturday night's main event special on Peacock. I can't wait to talk to you guys then. But until then, be sure to follow us on Instagram, Smart Mark Wrestling Podcast. Be sure to follow us on Spotify, Smart Mark Wrestling Podcast as well. Leave a comment right under this episode. Leave a comment on Instagram, whatever you got to do. But I will talk to you guys then.